In our discussions, we've mentioned the importance of the duty of care. Can you explain how, for our audience, how the sensors can cover the responsibility for duty of care?
Okay, well, yet again, stepping back and looking at what the challenges are, and obviously duty of care is quite a big word, but that really refers back to is that we have a compliance issue. So when something is complained about. So an example would be is that we had a site with a resident who was left on a toilet for 3 hours, has severe pressure sores, and has been reported to the tribunal. So the situation for this provider is that they now have a court proceedings. They've got legal representation. This CEO doesn't know who the resident was and has no information. Has gone to the general manager who has no information. Has gone to the director of nursing who has no information. Has gone to the RN. And the RN says, oh, it was a temp staff that was on that shift and we'll have to wait before we can contact them. In this example of an investigation, this client said is that they had approximately nearly 100 hours of labour doing the investigation. They still have no data. Currently, the only data that is actually in an aged care home now is when someone pressed the nurse call button and how long it took to someone to respond. That's it. With the Talius platform, we obviously still have the same alert button and response, but we're monitoring sleep. We're monitoring as the resident had meals, showers, toilet, activity, step count, and all of the above. And this information is autonomously collected from our sensors and profiles are created. And this then creates a situation is that we actually, our partnership with CSIRO and our algorithms is that we actually then detect any deviations. So an example of that is that this is the big part, Chris, is that I can go to most providers and say, has this resident had breakfast? I'm not sure. Have they had a shower today? Possibly. Have they been out of their room? Not really sure. And this is the challenge is that we've got 3 shifts per day, multiple staff, moving with temp staff and so forth, is that information is only being manually collected through to-do lists into patient management systems. We bring this data into those patient management systems and create proactive alerts. So for example, is that, Chris, Mrs. Baines hasn't come for breakfast this morning and she is sitting in the common room. Mrs. Baines last night normally sleeps for 9 hours, but last night she slept for 6 and she got out of bed 4 times. This preemptive data is now presented in a way that gives people more information of what's actually happening.